It's your boy Gunnar in the house, back with another bang on video where, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we asked this question, Brandt or Draxler. Today we have to ask ourselves, Emiliano Buendia. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's all that happens. Well, Arsenal, a big club, is definitely getting attracted to a lot of names. A lot of names get attracted to Arsenal in a lot of ways. The magnet Mikel Arteta is definitely changing. He's bringing in the new era, but the big question: who is going to be the newest addition into the new era of football at the Emirates? But first, let me remind you, if you seek daily Arsenal news, this is the best place to be. Consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell and keeping it to all, so you get all the notifications of all the videos that I post. And of course, a very exciting FIFA Career Mode episode is coming on your way. So without any further ado, let's talk about Bukayo Saka. So Bukayo Saka has been nominated for the PFA Fans Player of the Month award. You can vote for him. I've already put the link of that in my community tab. So find my community tab and you can definitely find the link wherein you can vote for Bukayo Saka. So Giles Grimandi actually tweeted out about Arsene Wenger's recent interview about the squad sizes. Now he was asked about should the squad size should be big. He says, I don't believe in big groups. This has a negative effect on the idea of competition. Too many players are left out. The best squad size is between 23 to 25. If you have 21 experienced guys, that can be enough, as we have proven. Wenger on whether athletes start at 16 but tail off by 31. He says, I can't tell you exactly, but I know that if you have a group of talented under 20s, you can never predict how they will develop. At 20, the good players separate from the average players. At 23, the excellent players split from the good players. Then you will recognize the Messis or Ronaldos by their resilience and their effortless handling of difficulties on the pitch. He was also asked about Thierry Henry's tactical flexibility. He says, let me explain. Henry, he was quick to analyze the opponent. After 10 minutes, he knew which defender was moving to which side, the opponent's weaker foot. He recognized the weaknesses of others and knew how to use them. About Pires, he said, Robert Pires knew how to synchronize his runs with Thierry's. Robert was incredible and ready to sacrifice himself for Henry to serve him the balls. When Robert was 45, I still invited him to train with the current Arsenal team. Even then, he was still technically one of the best. So about intelligence testing, Wenger said, I wanted to find out how much info players take in just before receiving the ball. Where's my teammates? How much time and space do I have? Where is the opponent? If you just play football, you take the ball, make a decision and carry it out. That's all. I was interested in the 10 seconds before that decision. I was working with a university and we set up cameras to capture players' movements and perspectives during this period. The really big players take in 6 to 8 pieces of information. The good take only 4 to 6. So the better you scan your surroundings, the better you play. Great players keep turning their heads before they get the ball. So interviewer asked him amateur level. He said, okay, there you probably record 0 to 1 piece of information. So Arsene Wenger coming up with gems of football. Always great to listen to him. Moving on. Well, if you like this, please like the video. Yeah. West Ham are tracking Arsenal striker Eddie Nketiah as they search for a replacement for Sebastian Haller. They just sold off Sebastian Haller to Ajax right now. And Arsenal want to keep Folarin Balogun at Arsenal, but youngster is assessing his options as he wants assurances over game time. And Nketiah's departure would present Balogun with more first-team chances and could help persuade him to stay at Arsenal. A permanent deal for Nketiah could be more attractive to Arsenal, particularly as the striker is yet to agree a new contract and funds from his sale could be reinvested in the squad. So a permanent deal and Eddie Nketiah can be off away from Arsenal. And talking about Fabrizio Romano via Give Me Sport has given us a concrete information about Emiliano Buendia. He says Arsenal have not made any concrete movements on the incomings yet. They intend to sell players first and then go for a quality midfielder. They are in contact with Buendia's agent and he is a possibility, but isn't the only name on the list. They have been linked with Brandt, but again Arsenal need to complete their work on outgoings first. Balogun could still stay if he's not just kept on the bench and instead played in upcoming games. He's always been open to staying but has 15 offers to leave. as a free agent. So Fabrizio confirms again about the Foden Balogun situation at Arsenal. And talking about Mesut Ozil, so he says, according to the very reliable Yago Sabunkoglu, contract termination negotiations have begun between Arsenal and Mesut Ozil. Ozil is in talks to join Fenerbahce on loan, but Arsenal have indicated they do not want to pay any part of the fee of his wage bill, of his wages, of his salary. So Turkish club have to pay everything. And even Fenerbahce are working to try to find a solution how they can pay Mesut Ozil. And also Arteta has opened up about Ozil's Arsenal legacy. He says what Mesut has done at the club is unquestionable and that will stay. It does not matter if he plays 2 more games, 10 more games or none. I think what he's done is theirs for the record, for the history of the club. And talking about Rob Holding, Arteta said how professional he is, how much he wants to learn, how much he puts that into every training session, and then his character and his personality. He's growing in every aspect and I'm really happy with him. And talking about Emil Smith-Rowe, Arteta said he has a huge potential, he really wants it, and he has the personality when he goes on that field to express and play the way he can play. He needs to establish himself, he needs to really find his role in the team, and that will help him to have a clear path of the direction that we want to take with him. He needs to have trust in him because we really believe in him. And talking about Martinelli, Mikel Arteta said why he was dropped in the last game. So he has an explanation. Arteta has an explanation why Martinelli did not play the game. He says, Gabi, he did not play for 7 months and he could not play 3 games in a row in 7 days. It's too much for him. It's too much for him, yes. And talking about Arsenal's good form, Ian Wright says, it was time to throw in the youngsters. We've seen what Saka's done previously. The manager was under a lot of pressure with playing players that weren't performing, weren't creating enough. It was starting to look very, very bad. So bringing in Emil Smith-Rowe with his energy sparked people like Lacazette into life, and we've already spoke about it. So talking about different stuffs, let's talk about Eddie Nketiah's. Yes, so it looks like Eddie Nketiah is into the final 18 months of his contract at Emirates, and West Ham know that Arsenal would want to sell him. So let's see if that is a real possibility. And also, according to Bild, Arsenal have no plans to recall Matteo Guendouzi from his loan spell from Hertha Berlin. Berlin do not have a purchase option for Guendouzi, but they won't be able to buy Matteo Guendouzi in the summer because he's been scintillating and his value is not going down at all. And talking about Martinelli has spoken about Mikel Arteta's support of him. Did he get any support from Mikel Arteta? Here's what Martinelli had to say. He says, Mikel talked to me during my recovery, always calling me to know how I was, even when I returned to Brazil for a time in August. When the club needed me, he talked to me again, asking if I was feeling ready to play. I said yes. I still feel a bit of pain in the knee, but the doctors say that it is fine. I've not been able to play 90 minutes yet, but it also needs time. My focus is on getting better and helping Arsenal. So Martinelli also opened up about leaving Brazil at the age of 18. He says, I couldn't say a word in English. I felt the pressure of this move, but I had to do it. It was my dream, my family's dream. My mom and my father helped me a lot, always being by my side. I talk to them 3 or 4 times a day. And Martinelli, on what he wants in his career, he says, I have so many dreams in my mind, such as representing Brazil, but first I need to focus on my career and help Arsenal with my football. I'll think of the rest after I do that. Now, the big news, Piers Morgan, he's offered Arsenal outcast Mesut Ozil a lift to the airport amid the Fenerbahce transfer speculation. So Morgan tweeted out, boom, finally some good news in 2021. If you need a COVID secure lift to the airport, Mesut Ozil, let me know. Very well. So a transfer move is likely to be unrealistic with Ozil repeatedly, he's declining all the desires to leave Arsenal, but a return to Schalke is actually mooted because Kolasinac actually spoke about what him and Ozil speak about. He says, Ozil and I talk about Schalke, but not whether he wants to come back to. He comes from Gelsenkirchen, so Schalke is always a topic for Mesut Ozil. So a contract termination is on the talks. Will we do something about it? Well, we'll come to know in the coming days. And also, Arsenal have a game tonight against Newcastle United, and in an FA Cup encounter. We have a watch along, so do tune in for that. And Arsenal also have scored 31 goals of their last 32 FA Cup matches. They drew against Hull, so they have not scored in that game. And both today's scheduled under 18 and women's matches, both coincidentally against Aston Villa, have been called off, have been postponed for now because of the virus outbreak in the region. So with this, we end the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we are really moving in, and we are pushing in a lot of good content for you guys. So stay tuned and watch the videos, whatever I post till the end. Consider subscribing. We seek 15,000 subscribers. Please help us reach there. I will see you in the next one.